Good evening and welcome back to another episode of The Longing. And it seems that leaving the shade crouched in this tiny passage has actually forced them to stay crouched this whole time. I was half wondering if the shade would end up sitting, changing to a sitting position, as they normally would when left alone, not at home. But no, they just stay crawling. So we are going to continue our journey to the tower through the darkness. And I'm actually surprised we can still see the cave so well at this point in time, because I thought it got dark to the point of being unable to see anything but the eyes of the shade very quickly. But it turns out we can actually still see quite a lot. Well, not that there is much to see. The cave isn't particularly big. Although it does look like it's widening out. Yep, there we go. The shade has stood up. And we're going to continue to pitter-patter along. I'm not sure how far through we have to go before we can start heading up again. And obviously because it gets too dark at the point of the upwards ramp, to be able to actually see the upwards ramp, I'm going to have to guess. Or just go right to the end where there's the cliff edge and then see whether, well, and then just head back and try and find it that way. I also can't remember how far along we actually have to go to get to that point, because it's been a very long time since we've been up here actually. I think the last time we came up here was to get, what was it? It was something to do with the bird. It was the bird knocking it was a bird knocking the key to the secret door down so that we could get that and go into the secret room, which is where we found a bunch of paintings, some books. What else did we find? We found one of the giant crystals in there. And it seems like we have actually hit... Oh no, there's a tiny bit of cave still visible there. I was about to say we have hit the darkness. Why can I see that so well? Oh, we've reached the cliff edge. Right, so we need to head back and start looking up so that we can start going up. That was actually much closer than I expected. Oh, and it seems the way up is actually just at the at where the light is anyway. So we had to go all the way across regardless. Yeah, I think the last time we came through... No, it was the first time we came through here. I had the shade have their eyes closed the whole time. And then something happened about halfway up. But I think because I had my eyes closed, it didn't do what it was supposed to do. Because I'm sure we saw a second set of eyes coming from the left. Yeah. Now then, I do know as well that we don't go all the way to the top to get to the other tower. We do have to turn to the right at some point and head up. But again, I can't remember exactly when that is. So we may have to go up and up and up and then come back down, pointing up to the right. I was just going to chance it, but no, I'm not going to. That's going to waste more time. We've not actually been all the way to the... well, almost to the surface in quite a long time. Maybe we should do that as well, as part of this trip. This is... I'd forgotten just quite how far this particular journey was through the darkness. And the atmosphere in the background as well. It's very good. I'm going to be honest, this game, the entire atmosphere of it, all the way through, has been really good. The only sound I don't particularly like is the music in the Halls of Eternity. It's a bit too piercing, I'm going to say. It's a little bit too piercing. It's not the end of the world as such. It's just a mite too piercing for my liking. Yeah, I really had forgotten just how long this walk was. I get the feeling we may actually have to end the episode during this dark walk and pick it up tomorrow at this rate. I mean, I can hear the pitter-patter of the feet, but I can't see the progress, which is obvious because it's so dark. I will say as well, we are going to get back to reading books. But first, I did want to just make this little trip, since this I think is where it's referring to at the end of the Secret Garden. I think it's something to do with the tower, up on the right somewhere. I just can't remember exactly how to get to it. So I just wanted to make that trip, since it was a special footnote, and I wonder if that was what it was referring to, which would make that... So if that tower is where it's referring to, that would make it, and it's the Secret Garden, that would make it a secret tower. If that is actually what is being referenced. Because, I mean, it could just be the secret darkness. Oh, unless the secret tower is the door. No, sorry, not the secret tower. The secret that it's referring to is the door that comes and goes. Yeah, that only appears for about half an hour, I think. Is it at the start or the end of each day? I can't quite remember. Oh, but we are actually at the end of the episode. So it does seem we are finishing finishing our little stroll in the dark for today, and our episode is stopping here. So, we're going to leave the shade in the darkness, I'm afraid. So, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night. No matter what time of day it is, I hope you all have a wonderful one of it. And as always, we will be back tomorrow for more of The Longing. Goodbye.